Hey up guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Jimmy, and today we're going to be looking at the GAMA Trade show that happened in Reno, Nevada over the past couple of days. But before we start, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's tuned in over these past couple of weeks. We've hit 1,000 channel views, which in the grand scheme of things might not seem like a lot, but for a small channel as of myself, it's just a big milestone to hit. And again, I'd just like to thank everybody. So please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get to 2,000 and then conquer the world. So for this video, I'm going to announce them in the order that they were announced, and I'm going to just quickly talk through them and give my opinions on them. So let's start with Kill Team. So, Kill Team, what have they added? Well, as you can see from the title, they have added elite choices to the game. Now, they describe on the website that it's a massive new expansion. They bring in the deadliest troops to the skirmish combat of the 41st millennium. Inside you'll find rules that will let you field anything from Terminators to Crisis battlesuits to your game. Every faction has new units to use, including the Vanguard Space Marines from Shadowspear, so a nice little Shadowspear plug there. And so much requested additions such as Mandrakes and Striking Scorpion. And they've gone and added a whole new faction, the Adeptus Custodes. I quite like what they've done here with Kill Team. They've really added just another layer to the game. So I was a little bit annoyed when I read that Adeptus Custodes were Kill Team, because if I remember correctly from the actual Kill Team rulebook, it says that you can't have anything better than a 2+ armor save, which now I suppose because they're adding in elites, you will have Terminators in there as well. But again, this is sort of a strength 5, toughness 5 character going into a tabletop game where, depending on the points value you play, which is usually 100 points, people are going to struggle to kill this. And then I thought of Imperial Guard and the fact that you can take a melter gun at like 8 points on top of a guardsman. And then you can pretty much just take about 5 or 6 of those. And then I thought to myself, okay, having a Custodes isn't such a bad thing. So once I got over that, I kind of figured, do you know what? Yeah, I think the elite side will be a nice addition to Kill Team. So not only are we getting a new Kill Team rulebook with all the rules in to add these elite options into the army, or into your Kill Team, but we're also getting 2 new box sets. We're getting the Fractal Blades, which is a 1,000 sun box set, and by the looks of it, Terminators. And we're getting Tooth Ripper's Crew, which looks like it could be quite an interesting little pirate-themed orc box set, which I cannot wait to see the actual contents of the box set. I think Kill Team Elites will be a wonderful addition to Kill Team. I think it'll add just that extra layer on top of being able to take one of these elite options and then build a Kill Team around them. I think that'll be really nice. And now onto another box game that I don't tend to play all that often. As much as I really want to, I just don't really have the social circle to play this one. But it's Blood Bowl. I think most of the people that are watching this, we have played Blood Bowl on the PC or on the Xbox, and I absolutely love that game, despite the fact it cheats to high heaven. But now we have a new addition, or a new team, coming to the tabletop, and that is the Greenfield Grasshuggers. Oh, and it's a halfling team, and I have to say, having played the halflings on the first PC game, that it was hard. And even on the Warhammer community website, they have said, welcome to Blood Bowl on hard mode. And yeah, I can imagine it. They're awful. Just quite frankly, they are awful. But saying that, I absolutely love the miniatures for this one. I love there's a guy with a colander on his head. There's a guy with a squirrel on the top of his head throwing an acorn. You've got 3 or 4 of them wearing pots on their heads instead of helmets. You've even got a guy with a kettle on his head, and then 2 with other mitts. It summarises for me just halflings or hobbits or whatever you want to call them to a T. These humble sort of people that are just giving it their all, but their all is absolutely terrible. If you love Blood Bowl and you want a challenge because it's too easy or your mates are crap, whatever, get these halfling models, give yourself a real challenge. And again, the sculpts are just brilliant. Absolutely, they just stick a smile on my face. Look, smile on my face. They're absolutely great. Right, but anyway, on to Necromunda. So, Necromunda, it seems we're going to get 2 new mercenaries, or really 1 new mercenary, being Carl Jericho. On screen is his old miniature, and now look at his new miniature. And he's even got his trusty sidekick, Scabs. So if you're a fan of the Carl Jericho series, and you play Necromunda, then I suppose he's more or less a must-have for you to at least pick up, enjoy, paint. I do quite like this miniature. Captures the cover art that I've seen of the Carl Jericho books quite well. So yeah, if you're a fan of Necromunda, I'd probably recommend maybe picking him up as a mercenary and trying him out on the tabletop. So that's day 1's announcements over and done with. Let's head to day 2 and check out the Black Fortress. So the expansion for this is the Traitor Command. Once 2 loyal servants of the Empire, they have fallen and become corrupted by chaos. So what is in this box set? Well, really, it's just a pretty gnarly looking commissar and an even nicer looking Ogre model. A few people have said already online, oh, does this mean we're going to get a Traitor Guard Codex? I reckon we're not going to get a Traitor Guard Codex, but I'm definitely going to see a new Chaos Codex, which will have Traitor Guard Legions or Traitor Guard data sheets within, so this commissar will be able to be played. This Ogrin might just be a bodyguard, might be a group of Ogrins, who really knows. But then in Blackstone Fortress we had the Traitor Guard models, so I expect to see that come out as a full range. I think we'll get Traitor Guard elements put in for cheap troop options. They'll probably keep the cultists, but they'll also have the Renegade Guard, which will be probably slightly better in their stat line. Who knows where they're going with it really, but I reckon that these guys will be within the Chaos Codex. What does this box set mean for Blackstone Fortress? As somebody who's not played Blackstone Fortress yet, although I really do want to, I can't say from a tabletop perspective what it's going to really add. If I do end up getting a Black Legion army, and Renegade Guard are an option to take within that as a troop choice, then I'm just going to drop Chaos Space Marines and take some Traitor Guard along with a couple of other big gnarly units. Let's move on to the announcement for Age of Sigmar. So we kind of had a double whammy with the Age of Sigmar announcements. We have Warhammer Age of Sigmar Forbidden Power, which seems to be a new expansion that's going to be narrative based, with new magical powers unleashed and new rules for all games. That's it really, that's all they've teased. So I imagine once we've had the big Chaos release over the next month or so, then we're really going to see the tide shift to a big Age of Sigmar release. So only time will tell really. But then another little thing that they've added is Warhammer Age of Sigmar Munchkin. And if you've played Munchkin, or if you don't know what Munchkin is, highly recommend you look it up. But good chances are you know what Munchkin is. It's going to be great. I already know it's going to be fantastic. But if you're not a big fan of Age of Sigmar, then don't worry. They do have a 40k version of it as well, which is out now. So again, find your local board game store or comic book store which sells board games and pick it up. Because if you haven't played it, I highly recommend you play Munchkin. Play it with 4 or 5 friends. You'll have a laugh. You'll see who your true friends are when you are dicking each other over, just putting down bigger and badder creatures. You'll have a fun time. So I highly recommend Munchkin, and the fact there's an Age of Sigmar version out as well, just icing on the cake really. And that was day 2's announcements. So let's move on to the final day, or the final day for us anyway. I think it was later on in the afternoon for them because of time differences. But the final announcement was Warcry. So when I noticed that Warcry was first announced, I wasn't overly bothered. I kind of was like, okay, cool, yeah, another little side game that I will enjoy if I play it. But I wasn't all too excited until I read that it's perfect for narrative players looking to forge character-driven campaigns where the warbands grow and develop through their own journey, which had me thinking, well, warbands, swap that for gangs, and you've got essentially Necromunda. But having played a couple of games of Necromunda, they take, well, not too long, but long enough where you can't have quick games. But here they say, meanwhile, gamers looking for a close matched, fast and exciting experience will find the game that fits both their coffee table and a coffee break. It's that sentence there which made me think, okay then, this is where I can probably convince a couple of friends of mine that aren't into so much tabletop miniatures. They're into like role-play games and board games, but they don't want to commit to Warhammer because of the price of it. But I feel like this is a good entry point for anybody looking to get any of their friends into this, because it'll probably be pretty cheap, and I believe with it being can fit a coffee table and it's quick, then you can have quick skirmishes with these friends and slowly introduce them to the wonderful world of tabletop wargaming. After reading that, I was kind of then intrigued to find out a little bit more. So reading that it's the myriad tribes of chaos, I thought to myself, well, here we go. We're going to see a Nurgle warband, we're going to see a Khorne warband, we're going to see a Slaanesh warband, and we're going to see a Tzeentch warband. But then there's 2 other slots. From the videos that were leaked that they showed 6 symbols. Going back to the old fantasy, you have beastmen, which are a part of chaos. So could there be a beastman warband in there? My 6th warband, if you will, it's either going to be unaligned, or I won't be surprised if you see Skaven. So my reasoning for a Skaven warband, the Skaven worship the Horned Rat, which although it's not necessarily a Lord of Chaos, it still is a chaotic god. Plus I think the dynamic of being able to have a warband that has your human shields, if you will, in slaves. And then from slaves you can move on to actual regular Skaven warriors. And then from there then you can move into the more special Skaven units like the Plague Priests, for example, or Storm Vermin, or even assassins running around. So you could throw your chaff up, hit the lines, supported by maybe a normal Skaven warrior or 2, a spearman or a swordsman, and then have an assassin come in around the back, or maybe a plague priest to have some sort of an effect, maybe within 6 inches of it or something. The toughness of your opponent could go down. Who knows? But I think having a Skaven warband is a possibility. So it seems GAMA was mainly aimed towards the box games or the specialist games that Games Workshop are currently producing. Although it is nice to see that Age of Sigmar is going to be getting some love in that new narrative campaign book. Maybe that's going to be its Vigilus. So only time will tell. We'll get the Chaos release out of the way, and then from there we'll see what happens with Age of Sigmar. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for the 1,000 views. Like I said earlier, let's hit that 2,000. And if you're still watching now, I want to just quickly, can you type 89 in the comments? Like 89 has a number associated with me, with the year I was born. So for you guys that are sticking towards the end of the videos, stick 89 down there so that I know the people are watching on for this long. And it'll be nice because it'll confuse the hell out of everybody that skips off maybe 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes into the video. So if they see 89, they'll be like, why is 89 there? And then, yeah, I think we'll have a 89 club, and I'll always reference it. So it'll be like sort of an inside joke for the people that stick around. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.